Hey, my name's Rick and I am a barber. I have guys sit in my chair all the time and they'll say, Rick, am I losing my hair? And it's a difficult question and I hate it because who wants to hear, yeah, you're gonna be bald? But I can tell in about 5 seconds if they are or not. And so I will say, are you sure you wanna know? And they say, I do. So I'll tell them, yeah, dude, it looks like you probably are. Well, so that's distressing to them. They'll usually say, I thought so. My father was bald or my grandfather was bald or whatever. And so it's terrible news. And I always wondered myself when I was younger, man, am I gonna be able to hold on to my hair? Or it was always pretty important to me that whenever we are honest with ourselves, it's pretty important to us all. But I was real confident in the fact that I'd hold on to my hair because my dad, when he passed away, had a full head of hair just like this. And my grandfather, who died at 100 years old, still had a short forehead, thick hair. He combed it straight back and always had great hair. So I never worried about it too much. And then I remember getting my hair cut really short and thought, what is that back there? It kind of felt thin. And then it kind of felt thinner, all kind of in the top too. And I thought, what is that? Well, I didn't think too much about it because I thought, it's just because the hair is so short. Well, as time went by, I began to realize, dang it, Rick, you're losing your hair. And why? There's not any bald men anywhere as that the eye can see. Not on my mother's side, not on my father's side, nowhere. Everybody had thick, full heads of hair. But here I am. I think I'm gonna lose my hair. And so you may be thinking, well, what happened? Because you certainly didn't. Well, no, I did. I'll post a picture of me up in the corner here and you can see, because what you're looking at today as I get closer to the camera is a hair system. Okay, there you go. So, you know, it's not too bad. What do you guys think? Not too slouchy. So I shaved my head for a few years and I honestly was fine with that. I mean, what do you do? I couldn't stand the little donut ring around the edges. I thought that looked terrible. So I just shaved it all and grew this beard and tried my best to rock a bald head. And I'm really tall and I have a long neck and I'm fairly thin. And so people would say, Rick, you look fine bald. Don't worry about it, you look just great. And I didn't really worry about it. I thought that's the way it is. I'm not hung up to say my whole life evolves around whether I have hair or not, because it didn't. And then I began to see different things about hair systems, and you know what you say, oh, you can spot a rug a mile away. There's no way I'm gonna do that. But then I started looking at some of the ads I saw, I thought, you know what, that really looks pretty good. So I decided that I was gonna let the sides grow back out and I was gonna order one of these hair systems and just give it a try. And honestly, it was really for a joke more than anything. And I told my wife and I told my adult children, I have 2 daughters, and when I would say I was gonna do that, unequivocally, they'd say, oh, Dad, please don't do that. You can spot them a mile away. And my wife said, I am not going to be married to a man that wears a rug. Those things are horrible looking. Well, I was at home one day by myself when it arrived, and I'd done a little bit of research to know exactly what to do when it got there, and I was super nervous about it because I thought, not that big a deal, because I knew it was just going to be for the heck of it. And so I get it out, and if you've ever seen them, it's this big hunk of hair on a skin thing, and so I had done a template like I'd learned to do and cut it to fit my bald spot, and then put it on a wig head and cut the system itself kind of down to what I thought would work and started at it. And it took me a while. I bet I was an hour and a half doing it all. But after I got it on my head and I looked at it, I thought, well, I'll be darned. That didn't look bad. As a matter of fact, that looks really good. And so I didn't really know what to think because I was shocked. So I get in the car and I drive to our business where my wife cuts hair as well. And so does my daughter, as a matter of fact. And I walk in the shop and they see me and their jaws drop to the floor. And their comment, my daughter said, you know what? I was so looking forward to making fun of you, but after seeing that, I just can't. And they were amazed at how it was. Now, I guess I was pretty good at it because even with the front hairline, and again, I'm going to get closer to the camera for you to look, even with the front hairline, they were like, I can't even see, it looks just like hair growing out of your head. I said, look, nobody could be any more shocked than me. So that began my journey. And I started doing it. I've been doing it for about 3 years now, and I have gotten it down to a science. I can put this thing on in less than 10 minutes. And there's a video out there somewhere that's not on my channel, but of me doing the install and the whole bit that I'm going to try to get to have on here. But anyway, the whole point is, for me, is just to tell you who have stumbled across this video, if you are bald or balding and you're really upset about it and you don't like it, and I'm not saying, oh, you're a narcissist, or you're just insecure, or you just need to rock what you've got. Hey, it's not that. It's just, you know, what do you want to look like? And if I was honest, I would tell you I really did hate not having hair, but I'd come to grips with it because that's just the straw that I drew, right? But when I found out that there was an option, that it was an easy option, and it was also an affordable option, I thought, well, why the heck not? And so I've enjoyed doing it. So subscribe to this channel because there are going to be videos to follow that are going to give you step-by-step instructions on how to do it. It's very affordable. It's very easy. Now, I will put out this one caution, because you heard me say that first time it took me about an hour and a half. And then the second time I installed it, it did not go so well. I had to take it back off and start all over again. But after the next few times of doing it, I began to figure out what I did wrong, what I could do better, kind of some tips and tricks of the trade to be able to do it that I can share with you that will make it a very easy process for you. So there's hope for you if you hate looking in the mirror and seeing a bald head. I know I would get up and look in the mirror and there'd be times I'd just kind of shake my head and think, man, is this all I got? I have this very beautiful wife that's a little bit younger than me, and here she is walking around with this dude that looks awful and bald, and she never complains. She loves me, right? But I thought I can do better for her than this. And so that made me feel good to think, man, I can back the clock off a bit. I can take some years off and I don't know, feel better about myself maybe, but it's just been fun. And I've enjoyed having hair on my head again. So stay tuned and let's start the journey. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching these videos. If you want to see more like this and more content like this, just like and subscribe and we will make it happen. Thanks.